but I will tell you it's going to be tremendous. It's going to be the absolute best thing. I know a lot about tremendous things, probably more than anybody. I can't do that. There's no way. Good morning, guys, and welcome. Today I wanted to show you my version of kind of a micro survival bag, something that you can keep pretty much on your belt. You have everything you need. Now, you don't have all the super expensive, like, cool toys, but you will have the basic things that you need in it. And instead of just trying to tell you that, I'm just going to show you. So here we go. But I found this leather pouch probably about 10 years ago at a Renaissance festival in Colorado Springs. I was up there visiting my mom for the summer, and she liked to go to these things. So when we got there, I was like, wow, that's a really awesome bag. And since then, I have converted this bag into my survivalist bag. It's what I keep on my belt. If I somehow manage to get lost from the rest of my gear, and as long as I have this, I know that I'll be fine. So yeah, first of all, this bag is made by the company Native Earth. If they're still around, check them out. These bags are absolutely awesome. Everything it looks like is hand stitched. I believe even the leather itself is handmade, so you know it's going to be durable. Alright, let's check out what we got inside this little thing. So, first thing, and probably the most important thing, is a really good bushcraft / survival knife. Now, this knife was actually given to me. My father-in-law picked it up, I think, at a yard sale or something, and it didn't come with a sheath, but he thought I might like it. So yeah, I love this little thing. It's awesome. It's not very big. I mean, as you can tell, real little, but at the same time, it's full tang. It's got a nice 90-degree edge here on the back. It's decently thick, and I don't have to worry about it breaking. It's actually really easy to sharpen too. My only concern was that I didn't want to have to stab myself. I didn't want to poking holes in my bag and everything, so I found a piece of cardboard. I taped it up. That knife is probably the most important tool in this bag, because without that knife, it makes it a lot harder for me to do most things. So because of that, I keep a diamond file. It probably was, I'd say, 50-60 bucks or so at Dick's Sporting Goods. And the thing that I like about it is that when you pull it apart, you can take this end here, stick it down, use it as a whetstone, wedge it in between some notches, or you can pop it back into its little case. You got the coarse side, fine side. It hasn't failed me yet. From my understanding, you can use it as an actual whetstone, but make sure to use water. You can use oil or water, but so long as you use water, you can always switch over to oil. But once you use oil for the first time, you can't switch back to water. You have to continuously use oil. But for the most part, you don't even need to. You just run your blade down it. You don't have to count until it feels sharp enough. It typically takes me between 8 and 10 passes on either side, and no matter how much I've worn the knife out, it's razor freaking sharp again. Next thing, tool wise, is a good saw. I know a lot of people, oh well, how come you don't want to use a hatchet? Well, a saw takes less energy, it's more compact, not nearly as heavy. Now, there are things... Birds are fighting above me. There are things that a hatchet can do that a saw simply can't. I know that a hatchet does have its uses around the campsite, but pick your battles here. I couldn't fit a hatchet inside this bag, so I had to figure out a way around it. What I ended up doing was, with this survival knife here, you can actually baton it. Now, it's a lot harder to do it that way, but it gets the job done. So, anyway, you want to have a good saw. Now, this one is not a good saw. I have nothing but negative things to say about this saw. However, it is, I mean, it's better than nothing. The saw you have is better than the one you don't. So, while this is a probably 6 or 7 year old mossy oak saw that I think was given to me as like a Christmas present, it came in like a bundle of other stuff, and it just happened to be the one that I had when I was setting this bag together. I will say I'm going to be getting another one decently soon. So, the next thing inside this little bag, so you have to have a way to start a fire. When you're surviving, if you don't have fire, you pretty much don't have life. It provides you with light in the darkness. It provides you with heat. It's a way to cook your food. It can deter certain large game animals from your campsite, especially if you are cooking. I know, especially around here, Central Arkansas, the game wardens swear up and down we don't have them, but they lie, because there are mountain lions all over the woods up here, all over the forest. And because of that, you really want to have something that's going to keep those big old forest kitties out of your dinner. Because when they show up, they're smelling your dinner, but you are their dinner. They don't really care about the bird that took you all day to catch. They don't care about that fish that you just struggled for 3 hours to catch. They're just going to come eat you and then probably eat your dinner as dessert. So you want to have a good way to start a fire. This is actually probably one of the best ferrocerium rods that I've found. It's made by Serious Survival. Because of currently everything going on, they're a bit hard to come by, but I managed to get one in the mail. It's 1/2 inch thick by 6 inches long, and it is just absolutely watch. Takes no time at all. This thing, it's so massive that ordinarily I would stick it down onto wherever my tinder is, and then I would slowly go down trying to just hit the end of it with sparks. And with this, I just hold it over the top of it and I just rain down sparks all day long. And this thing is awesome. This thing is awesome. Like I said, this knife is the linchpin of this survival kit. Telling you. So I wanted to have something that was going to be equally as durable, equally as absolutely amazing to go with this knife, because this is my cutting tool. This is my livelihood right here. These two things are what keep me alive. I was searching for something that would serve me as far as a good fire tinder, something I could find fairly easily, something that I could carry around with me, whether it be in a tinder box or something that I just find randomly. And I live in North America, so because of that, when you go in the woods, more often than not, you're gonna find a pine tree. And there's a bunch of different types, but all pine trees, when they die, you'll kick them over, or if you're walking out in the woods and you find a stump or a dead tree that has fallen or whatever, kick away all the dead stuff on that stump. Kick all that away until you get to that really hard, like, center, the thing that you kick and then it like kicks you back. You know what I'm talking about. You kick it and then almost buckle your knee kicking the freaking thing. what that is called Fatwood. Now this is just a small sliver. I don't know if you can tell how resiny this thing is, but I mean it smells like it smells like straight pine, and it's so nice. It lights pretty easily. You can take your survival knife or just a piece of metal, or whatever you have, shave off get you some shavings there, baton it out, get you some nice long strips, and the smallest spark catches this, and it'll burn really hot. And for a bundle of tinder, Fatwood tinder, maybe like this big or so, will burn for about 5 minutes. Like, honestly, it's that potent. And because of the resin that's in here, it'll actually work when it's wet. It'll light and stay lit if it's wet. Now, there are better versions. This is just what I found. I found if you use Fatwood, it works. You can carry it around with you. Hell, you can buy a box of Fatwood at Walmart for like 20 bucks. And you just grab a small piece out of there, carry it with you. Okay, final thing. So I was out camping probably a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago or so, and I brought some Spam with me to cook over the fire, just because I didn't feel like doing anything else. I didn't feel like foraging or killing the armadillo that I saw. But I noticed that I didn't really have anything to eat with, and I could have made chopsticks. I could have just made a simple fork, but I decided, I had a cedar tree that was right next to me, and I decided I wanted to make a spoon. I'd never made an actual spoon like this before, and it even has like an indent in it. I've used it probably 4 or 5 times since then. As a matter of fact, when I first got done with it and I brought it home, my wife, she was like, "What the hell are you gonna do with that spoon?" And I went, "Well, I'm gonna hit it with some sandpaper, and then I'm gonna eat some cereal." That's exactly what I did. So I wheeled a spoon, and the first thing that I ate with it, after the Spam in the woods, the first thing that I ate with it was cereal in my house with milk. And my wife will not let me live it down, ever. She'll never let me live it down. One thing that I did forget to show you, though, I pulled it out because I want to find something that I can use that'll work for it, because I find that, especially when I'm doing more meticulous things, that I need a different sort of blade. I almost need like a chisel. So I actually did bring something. This is a bundle I found at a pawn shop for about $5, because they're really old tools, and they go to like a drill, because they're like drill bits and chisels and things. But what I noticed is that they are all solid iron, every last one of them. And because of that, I can grab this. Now this looks like it's a 5/8 inch. That's a 5/8 inch chisel that I can use when I'm building my campsite. And the best part is that this bundle actually fits. Is that this bundle right here actually does fit inside this bag as well. The whole thing. I don't carry it in there, because when I do, a lot of the time it tends to do that, sort of hang down. So that's it. Thanks for watching the video, guys. If you like this video, please remember to hit that like button, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that you get notified every time I upload a new video, so you can watch that too. We can just kind of hang out together. We can have a bit of a back and forth, you know. I'll tell you what though, even if you didn't like the video, go ahead and hit that dislike button, you know. Comment something real nice and hateful in the comments, and just do me a favor though. If you don't like the video, watch it all the way through so you know that you don't like it, and then watch it through a second time so you can highlight all the things that you want to diss me on in the comments, and then you can go ahead and throw your comment down after you've watched it that second time and you've done your actual, you know, done your research on me. And you know what? If you really hate me, subscribe and hit that notification bell. Because if you hated me that much, if you hate this video that much, I want you to be notified when I make another video. That way, you can get on there, watch it, send your little hateful comment, and then be on your way. Thank you guys for watching. See you at the next adventure. Walk by every night, talking sweet and looking fine. Alright, we're recording. Awesome.